Yes, today what we are going to see the concepts of loops. Okay, so first we shall see what are loops in the loops concepts, and then we shall see certain functions like lambda functions and other things, and then we shall see certain concepts of functions. We shall see class. We shall see inheritance. We shall see polymorphism. We shall see abstraction, encapsulation, and a lot of things to be covered, guys. So before we start the session, let me say you what is this oops and also why this oops and all. See, in programming languages, like the languages, so when the starting evaluation of the languages like Fortran, Pascal, COBOL, okay, so these are certain programming languages where they don't have these concepts of oops, guys. Okay, so they don't have these concepts of oops. So what are oops and why we use these oops? The first, these concepts of oops were introduced with the C language. Okay, so C is why C became so popular and why C is still ruling the world is because the first concepts of groups were introduced in C language. So, what is the purpose of these oops? What is the purpose of this oops and all? So these hoops were introduced in C language, and later on, the concepts of hoops were taken by Python programming language as well as Java and other things also, and much more advanced than what you see in those that C language. Okay, so much more advanced and much more complicated, much more useful things were introduced from Python onwards. Okay, so why we use these concepts of loops? What is the need of these concepts of loops? Is first thing it is used for code reusability. So to use the code again and again. Second thing is for providing the code security. Okay, so for hiding the details and all, we use these concepts of loops. And third thing is to reduce the number of lines of code, we use these loops. For example, guys, think that we are we are sending a rocket to the moon. Okay, so at every moment, what we have to calculate what is the gravity of Earth. Okay, so if you use these concepts and if you write a function to calculate the gravity of Earth, what we can do, every moment you can call that function and you can calculate what is the gravity of Earth. Okay, so that is the thing. And we have something called as class, object. So all these things, what they do is they solve the real world scenarios as well as they reduce the number of lines of code. Okay, so that is the main purpose of OOPS, okay, object-oriented programming structure. So this OOPS, even Python is a object-oriented programming language, guys. So other like C language, Java language, and all. So even Python is also object-oriented programming language, and Python has much more advanced concepts of loops will compare to other programming language. Okay, so that is what you need to understand. So what is the agenda for today? What we are going to see? So initially we shall start with few things. So let me open that few things. Let us go to the coding part. So yesterday, I guess you might have practiced. Okay. So let us see today what we are going to see is we are going to see certain statements. Statements like if statement, if else statement, else statement, and then we shall see certain functions like a range function. Okay, range with start, stop, step. Okay, and and also we shall see certain loops like for loop, while loop, and nested for nested while loop, something like that. Okay, so these are the things what we are going to see in today's session. Okay, so before I open these concepts, let me open this if, while, and other things. Take time and open all those things. So these statements, if statement, if else statement, if else, while, for, pass, break, continue. So they are certain control statements. You can say they are certain control statements. So Python provides various tools for flow control. Okay. So let us see what is if else, and other things guys today. Okay. So come here. Let me open Jupyter Notebook as well as. Yesterday we had seen on last session we had seen different visualizations and other things. Anyway, go to Markdown, give a hash, say oops. We are going to see these oops concepts. So first one. So this oops concept is generally I will tell you with example. First we shall take example and then we shall discuss theoretically what is that one and all. So that will be more advantage in understanding and you can get good an idea. Okay. So I have a simple if statement here. So this is the logic. This is the code A equal to B, A equal to 33, B equal to 200. If B greater than A, print B is greater than A. So it is printing something. Okay. So run it. A equal to 33, B equal to 200. If B greater than A, B is greater than A. Okay, so if you see here, this condition, B is greater than A, it is fulfilling. Suppose B equal to 200 here, A is 33. So run this one. So what it is saying, B is greater than A. So that means B is greater than A. And if you see, if statement, if if a condition fulfills, then the statement will be executed. What is the statement over here? Print B is greater than A. Okay. Now, if A equal to 33, B equal to 200, if B greater than A, print B is greater than A. Okay. So let me run that one. The same code is the same thing. So try to understand what is the difference between this and this. So A equal to 33, B equal to 200. If B greater than A, print B is greater than A. So run it. See, this is throwing an error. So what it is saying, expected A in a block after if and also what is that thing is, so if you see the code is same, if you observe, the code is same here. A equal to 33, B equal to 200. So here also same A equal to 33, B equal to 200. Here the condition is if B greater than A and a column. Here also the condition if B greater than A. So here print B is greater than A. Here also print B is greater than A. Okay. But what is the difference? See this statement, it belongs to this condition if condition. But here, this print statement, it does not belong to the if thing. Okay, so it is out of that loop, if loop. Okay. So that is the reason it is throwing an error. So this is called as indentation. Okay. So what you have to do is keep the cursor over there and give a tab. So now try to execute this one, it will execute. See, it is executing. Okay. So that is the problem. So you should always check for the indentation because this statement, print B is greater than A, it belongs to this if. Okay. So that is the reason. If you won't use that one, it will throw an error. If it use that indentation and if it is within that block, then it will not throw an error. Okay, that is one thing. And next, here let us see if else. Let us see if else. So what is this? A equal to 33, B equal to 200. Sorry, not this. See, A equal to 33, B equal to 33. If B greater than A, print B is greater than A. Elif, okay. A equal to B, that is print A equal to B. Okay, let us run that one. See, the second condition is executing. What is that? A and B are equal because A and B are equal. So it is checking first for if condition. If this if condition fails, then it is going for elif. Okay, and it is printing whatever there is in elif, and it is checking that whether A equal to B or not. Okay, so this is what equal to assigning thing is. Guys, you will give double time equal to. So here a and B are equal. Suppose if you see what is this if else, okay. So if else or if you see elif, so if the statement is used to check the condition, if the condition is true, we run the block of the statement called the if block. Okay. So here if block is called, if block is run, if the condition is true. So condition is not true. Else, we process another block of statement. So if you see, we are using elif. Okay, we are processing another block of statement. Okay, so that is the thing. And next, elif else. See, this is another thing. See, A equal to 200 here, B equal to 33. If B greater than A, so it is checking for the first condition, print B is greater than A. Elif A equal to B. So otherwise, if both the above conditions are false, what it is doing, it is going for else. What is this else? A is greater than B. So there will be only these three possibilities. So first possibility is if B is greater than A. Second possibility is L if it is checking whether A equal to B and it is printing A and B are equal. Else it is printing A is greater than B. That is what it is happening. Okay. So it is filled to A is greater than B. So how we are using this, these things are very important, guys. These things are very important. Okay. Why? Because these things are very important. See, till now we had discussed this data structures of Python, and then we had discussed libraries of Python like NumPy. We had seen libraries like pandas. Okay, we had seen this visualization things also. But this is not like that. This whoops. Okay, so they are not like that. They are little bit because I don't know how many of you are from programming background. You can't. It is not that much easy to understand in the very first instant. So what you have to do, you have to write this code. So take a pen and a paper, write to 5 to 6 times, repeat it again, try to understand them, try to digest, surf net, get some models as an example, and then you try to execute those models practically. Then only you will understand these concepts of oops case. So when you listen the concept, you feel that okay, it is very simple thing. But when you go to the practical world and start writing this coding and this oops concepts and all, you will be struggling a little bit. Why? Because you should have 100% understanding regarding the concept. Okay. So if you are strong at OOPS concepts, the coding is very, very easy for you. So try to understand because see, once we start machine learning, deep learning, once we go through NLP, once we go through computer vision and other advanced topics, every code is written in Python programming language. Okay. So you should be able to strong. See, what I recommend you is you should be very much strong in Python programming language in order to execute this artificial intelligence, machine learning related things case. Okay. So please practice this one again and again. So that is what my suggestion to you. Fine. So now, if you see here, if, elif, okay, and other condition. Okay. So come here. So if elif else, so this is what we had discussed over here. If elif else, so what is this if elif else? So actually we have something called as switch as well as, but we have switch in other programming languages, but in Python there is nothing called as switch statement. Okay. So instead of switch statement, what we use is we use something called as if elif else statement to do the same thing. So if elif else, you see here, this if, okay, if elif else, what it does the same thing as what the switch statement will do in other programming languages. But we don't have this switch in Python programming. That is the reason we use if, elif, and else. Okay, so there is no switch statement in Python. So you can use if, elif, else statement to do the same thing. The elif statement allows you to check multiple expressions for truth value and execute a block of code as soon as one of the condition evaluates to be true. So what it will do, it will execute block of statement. So first it will execute this block of statement, it will check, and after that elif, and after that else. So it will do that one so that one condition among them will become true. Okay, so that is the reason we use this elif. So the syntax, if we have option one condition, option two statements, and elif, option two condition, option two statements, and then else, there will be a default options. If the above two conditions are false, then it will take this else, which is a default one case. Fine, that is what it will take. Okay, and then come here. Next, let us see one more function called as the range function. Okay, so we will see what is the range function. Fine. So function, what is function? Because we will take up this function as the next coming topic. But as if now, just remember that function is like a mixie. So whatever for mixie, what you do, you give fruits and vegetables to the mixie, and you will get juice as an output. Similarly, you will give something to the function, and you will get some as the output. But anyway, let us discuss about what is this range function. So what we are doing, we are discussing something called as range function. Fine. So let us see whether regarding this range function, we have the data or not. So range function. Okay. So what is this range function and what it will do exactly? That is what we are going to see now. So go to the code part. So range function x equal to range of 5 for n in x, print n. Take this one. So x equal to range 5 for n in x, print n. What is this for in x and all? I'll tell you when I tell you the for loops, but just try to understand what is this range function is. Right? So we get numbers starting with 0 and ending with 4. Okay. So this 5, if I say range of 5, it will print numbers from 0 to 4. Okay. Suppose if I say here range 10, we'll get numbers from 0 to 9. So 10 numbers. Okay. So whatever number you give here is excluding, that is not included. For example, if I give 6 over here, we'll get numbers, arithmetic progression numbers from 0 to 5. We'll get, see here, 0 to 5. Okay. So what is this range function? Fine. So range generates list containing arithmetic progression. Okay, so list contain arithmetic progression. So arithmetic progression means an increment here is there 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, so that is what a simple range function is. So for this simple range function, if you see here, this is a simple range function. We are just giving a number. So we can have a stop and step. We can have a stop and start as well as. So start means if you see here, it is by default, it is starting from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Suppose if I give here 7, it will start from 0. Suppose if I give here 5, still it will start from 0. Okay. So here start is from the 0. But you can have your own start as well as own stop also. So range with a start and a stop. What is that? If you see here, come here. So range with a start and with a stop. Range with a start and a stop. X equal to range of 0, comma 6 for n in x. Print n. Run it. See. It is starting with 0 and it is ending with 6. So that is 6 means, see, do remember, guys, always this left hand side, it will be not, right hand side, it will be not inclusive. So we'll get a -1. So we are getting a 5. So range, it is starting from 0 and 6. Suppose if I say start it from 3 and if I say 10, so it will start from 3 and end at 9. So this is a range function. So if you see, this is an ordinary range function. It does not have start, stop, but it has a start and a stop. So it will start at 3 and stop at 9. That is what will happen. See, it is starting at 3 and stopping at 9. Okay. Suppose if I say here, instead of 3, if I say 5, and here if I say 11, it will start from 5 and end at 10. See here, it is starting from 5 and ending at 10. So I told you why we use this range function. This range function, if you see, we use this range function for arithmetic progression. We use this range function for arithmetic progression. Okay. So if you see arithmetic progression, see it is incrementing with 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't want like this. So I want 5 here and after that 7, after that 9, after that 11, something like that. Okay. So otherwise I want 5, 10, 15. So there is a difference of 5 here. Here there is a difference of 2 for each two numbers. Suppose I want 10, 20, 30. So here if you see there is a difference of 10 in the arithmetic progression. Okay. So we can have that one. So if you see here, what is this? This is start. What is this? This is stop. And the increment, whatever you want, you can write it in the form of step. Okay. You can have a step of increment, either 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever increment you want, you can have that increment. So let us see how to write that one. Come here. So range, you see here, a range function with a start, stop, step. Okay, so if you see here, we have range function with start, stop, step. And in this, see this 3 is the start, this 30 is the stop. So 30 is the stop means we have to do a -1. So it will stop at 29. And then here we have step. Step is 2. So there will be an increment of 2, guys. That means it will start with 3 and then 5 and then 7. Like that, it will go on. Okay. So this is a range function with start, stop, step. Do remember. So range function with stop, stop, step. Correct? See. So 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 12, 15 and all. Suppose if I want from 5 to 30, so this time I am giving step 5. That means every 5 numbers will be skipped. So arithmetic function. So we got 5, 30, 15, 20, 25. So you may thinking why this 30 is not there? Why this 30 is not there? Because I told you this right hand side, this one is exclusive. So we have to do a minus one that is up till 29 only. So it will take up till 25 because it can't exceed 29. That is the reason it will take 25. Suppose if I say here 31 instead of 30, this time it will take 30. See, right? See, this time it is taking that 30. Okay. So do remember range with start, stop, and increment. So if you discuss regarding what is a range function? So a range function generates lists containing arithmetic progression. Do remember. So what this range function is, this range function generates lists, do remember, lists containing arithmetic progression. So three variations of range function is there. So a range function with simple stop. So if you see here, so this is a simple range function with stop. Okay. Next, there is another range function with start and stop. You can have start and stop. And then there is another range function with start, stop, step. So this is a range function with start, stop, step. Okay. So range function with stop, range function with start and stop, and at stop minus one, and range start, stop, step can be zero, default is one. So default step is one, guys. To remember, by default it will take one as the step. Okay, so that is what range function is. Fine.